going to be a Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fine Arts Center commencement for the class of 2020. To begin this morning's program, I would like to ask you to please stand, if you are able, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. It is my extreme pleasure and honor to welcome you to the 2020 Fine Arts Center commencement ceremony. To say that it is a blessing to be here together as a Fine Arts Center family is an understatement. With us this morning is the Superintendent of the Greenville County Schools, Dr. Burke Royster, whose steady and compassionate leadership, along with the district administrative team and countless other GCS employees, has allowed for us to gather in celebration of our students. Making decisions in a time of crisis is an excruciating task. It requires one to see more and to see more before, anticipating problems and working tirelessly to provide solutions. Dr. Royster, we are grateful to you for your leadership during this unprecedented time. Thank you also to Deputy Superintendent Dr. Scott Turner, Assistant Superintendent of High Schools, Mr. Scott Reimer, Director of Communications, Ms. Terry Brinkman, Associate Superintendent of Operations, Mr. Philip Davey, Director of Visual and Performing Arts, Mr. Brad Wingate, and the team of high school principals and graduation staffs who worked an unimaginable amount of hours on making in-person graduations a reality. I would also like to thank the Board of Trustees, whose dedication to all the students of the Greenville County Schools, and especially to the Fine Arts Center, is unmatched. In attendance today to honor our students are Mr. Roy Chamley, Ms. Michelle Goodwin Caldwell, Ms. Linda Leventis Wells, and Ms. Glenda Morrison Fair. And special thanks to Board of Trustees President Linda Leventis Wells, who represents Area 22 and is a tireless advocate for the Fine Arts Center. She supports us at every turn, and we are so thankful for your love of our students and faculty. The faculty and staff of the Fine Arts Center always deserve our gratitude, but perhaps never more than now. I'd like to take a moment to recognize them for keeping our students engaged in their arts education over the last few weeks and months. We took years of experience of in-person arts education, and along with our colleagues across the district in all areas, converted into overnight experts in online learning. This was no small task. Workdays became longer than ever. Every possible avenue was explored with the goal of engaging our students, and many people, including myself, when I was home with my kids, developed an even deeper love and appreciation for our teachers. By the way, shout out to Miss Garrett, Buena Vista, 5th grade. She did a great job. I want to recognize her. Please join me in thanking the FAC faculty for their efforts over the past few months, and indeed over the years that they have served the class of 2020. And finally, we must thank the parents of these wonderful students. Students, I hope you appreciate the sacrifices that your parents have made and will continue to make for you to provide you with an opportunity for a life you can only dream of. There is no more difficult job than parenting. While students most often see their parents invest time and money into the plethora of activities that you do, students may not yet fathom the emotional investment that parents make on a daily basis. The sacrifice that your parents have made to put you where you sit today is, quite frankly, heroic. Please show some love for your loved ones. So I thought long and hard about what I would say to our graduates. What wisdom in the midst of a pandemic can I impart on them? You know, I'm going to leave that to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Tom Strange. It's ironic, though, that I stand before you today repeating the words that I told my 8th grade students in West Essex Middle School, North Caldwell, New Jersey, about a year ago, during very different times and in a very different place. I read the students a quote from a 1992 University of South Carolina commencement address that was given by Chief Justice Alexander M. Sanders, Jr. Now, I'll beg pardon of all of our Clemson fans in attendance as I read something from a USC commencement, but I think you're going to like it. He said, "A responsibility is passed to your hands, and it will not do, as you live the rest of your life, to assume that someone else will bear the major burdens, that someone else will demonstrate the key convictions, that someone else will run for office, that someone else will take care of the poor, that someone else will visit the sick, protect civil rights, enforce the law, preserve the culture, transmit values, maintain civilization, and defend freedom. You must never forget what you do not value will not be valued. What you do not remember will not be remembered. And what you do not change will not be changed. What you do not do will not be done. It is not a question of what to do, but simply the will to do it." Graduates, times change, but values hold true. And as artists, you are in a unique position that what you do crosses all boundaries. What you do needs no translation, no currency. It rises above differences in ideology, religion, color, and creed. It can be understood in any country across the world. Art makes sense to all. Art brings beauty to all. Art defines our humanity for all. Whether you're majoring in the arts or not, you must continue to create a world where, and you've heard this before, excellence is not a single act, but a daily expectation. Where you connect with others, collaborate with others, take risks with others, reasonable ones, of course. Demand growth of yourself and others, and give the best of yourself to the world. Your time at your high school and at the Fine Arts Center has trained you. Now it is time for you to color the world. And now I'd like to take a moment to introduce our guest speaker. Students, perhaps you have chosen a college major or career path outside of the arts. Our guest today did the same, made significant impacts in the world of science, and has returned to his love of the arts. He is a lecturer and performer on early piano development, a builder and restorer of keyboard instruments, and co-founder of the Carolina Music Museum. His contributions to Greenville, the state of South Carolina, and beyond are significant and lasting. Please welcome to the podium our guest speaker, Dr. Thomas Strange. Sorry.
Fine Arts Center students, are you ready to graduate? Then I'm going to get you to do me 3 small favors. Would you please edge forward to the front edge of your seat? If you're watching from home, please do the same. Come on forward, edge of your seat. Would you please put your arms up in the air like this? And at the count of 3, shout hallelujah. 1, 2, 3, hallelujah! Excellently well done. If you remember nothing else about what I'm about to say, you will remember that I had you on the edge of your seats shouting hallelujah. So this has been one weird spring, yes? Your parents told you how many times that you would never accomplish anything, hunkered down in your bedroom, and here you are saving the world. Not bad. And long hair was cool again, too, until yesterday I had this animal on top of my head. Gas was dirt cheap, and I was grounded. It felt like I was 18 again. So, you know how this works. They get some old dude to come forward, likely someone you never heard of before, and say a bunch of stuff about how they did things growing up, or at work, or about the world around us, and then they hope that you either follow them or be sure not to follow them. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to tell you what I think really matters and invite you to think about the aspect of yourself that has nothing to do with the artistic achievements you have accomplished in the last few years here at the Fine Arts Center, but about how you got here. About 45 years ago, I met the great author and novelist Kurt Vonnegut the afternoon before he was to speak at the University of South Carolina. We talked about the subject of his address, which pretty well came down to this. Kurt said, "For the most part, you are what you think you are, so you need to be careful what you think you are." That is so profound a statement, it deserves one more listen. For the most part, you are what you think you are, so you need to be careful what you think you are. He likely got it from Proverbs 4:23, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Simplified, be careful what you think, because your thoughts control your life. Now, Vonnegut didn't mean that if you think you're a great pianist or a great actor, that you immediately become a great pianist or a great actor. What he was truly trying to say was that however you imagine yourself will largely determine how likely you are to enjoy this journey. It's not a destination, but how you got there that makes you who you are. I would add that having now gone through much of my life, there's an even more profound observation I want to leave you with. For the most part, the world that you live in is what you think it is. So you need to be careful what you think it is. The world you live in is what you think it is what you make it out to be. Things have been crazy lately, but was it a hopeless anxiety for you, or was it a holiday? For the most part, you got to decide. When things look more like normal again, they won't be all fixed and full of rainbows with unicorns to pet. The world is crazy and hopeless, and the world is sane and wonderful. Only you can tell which way the world is for you. Choose wisely. It's a long road ahead, and if you can enjoy most of the journey, you will like it better. Much depends on what you value, what you want yourself to be. Not what you are, but who you are. Do you want to be remembered as a really great artist, or a really great person who is also a really great artist? It's a subtle choice, but oh, what a difference it makes in the end. By the way, there is strong evidence that you are essentially the average of the 5 or 6 people you spend most of your time with. Who are your 5 people? Are you helpful to the others in the group? Does your group tend to worry about things they are afraid of, or plan ways to explore the unknown? Think about the people that you're closest to, and whether they are pulling your average up or pulling it down. Joseph Heller, the important and funny writer, and Kurt Vonnegut were at a party given by a billionaire on Shelter Island. Vonnegut turned to Joe Heller and said, "Joe, how does it make you feel to know that our host only yesterday may well have made more money than your novel, Catch-22, has earned in its entire history?" And Joe said, "I've got something he can never have." So Kurt said, "What on earth could that be, Joe?" And Joseph Heller said, "The knowledge that I've got enough. The knowledge that he had been the best person and writer he could be had brought him enough. When you are living life to the fullest, then you have enough. I just retired from a job I truly loved because I had another new job at the museum that I also truly loved and that needed me more. But I was rather deep into this last job, and to a certain extent, I was measuring my personal worth and success by how that job went. So leaving it was going to leave a bit of an emotional crater, not unlike how you might feel now. As I was making plans to leave, one of the staff told me that there was a concern from some people about my going. And I was curious because I thought I put all the pieces in place. Could my R&D team really still be that concerned? It turned out that the people that were most concerned were the custodial staff, the cleaning crew. They said that I was one of a handful of people that seemed interested in them and what they did, and constantly told them that they did a good job. It was an easy compliment for me because they do a fantastic job. But I was struck by the revelation for all the technology, the life-saving devices, the economic development that I did over 25 years, I was most remembered and worried over for simple attention and for complimenting a good job well done, no matter how small that job seemed to others. I may live another 20 or 30 years, but I doubt I will ever receive a more profound testament than that. It's not really about what you do or what you accomplish. We all want to do great things and accomplish much. It's about how you make people feel. The actor Henry Winkler, Fonzie on Happy Days, tells us to be kinder than you have to be. Be kinder than you have to be. Is that not a profound thought? How many times do we pass up the opportunity to be kinder than we have to be? Please do me a favor as you leave today. Start by being kind to yourself every day. Compliment yourself on what went right. Tomorrow is a fresh day, no mistakes. And never fail to compliment a friend whenever possible. To decide to have a kind heart is to be a great person of the first order. Once you have mastered that, you've mastered all that really matters. Thank you.
I have to do that a few more times, so we'll be able to laugh together. The Fine Arts Center is proud to present 3 scholarships at today's commencement ceremony. When I announce the recipient, I ask that the students stand and receive applause for earning the award. The first scholarship that we will announce is the Michael Rice Scholarship. Michael Rice was the vocal instructor at the Fine Arts Center for more than 30 years. To say that he was an influential educator is an understatement. Michael inspired excellence from every person he encountered, using his extensive skills as a multilinguist, opera singer, pianist, and vocal coach to inspire both students and colleagues alike. This scholarship is awarded to an outstanding senior in the FAC Voice Studio. It is my pleasure and honor to present the Michael Rice Scholarship to a student who is taking his talents to Northwestern University to double major in vocal performance and Russian studies. Please join me in congratulating Douglas Kalklaser. Our second scholarship is the Dr. Roy S. Fleurer Scholarship. Dr. Fleurer served as the director of the Fine Arts Center from 1989 to 2017. His unmatched dedication to the students and staff helped establish the FAC as a premier arts educational institution. This scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who demonstrates artistic excellence, along with the intent to study the arts at the collegiate, university, or conservatory level. I am pleased to announce this year's winner, who is a winner also of the National Scholastic Silver Key Award and a wonderful visual artist, Caitlin Rice. And finally, the Sheffield Wood Scholarship. Sheffield Wood was a graduate of the Fine Arts Center and the International Baccalaureate program at Southside High School. She was the first student in Greenville County to complete the International Baccalaureate Design program, and upon submission of her portfolio, earned one of the highest scores in the world for her efforts. The scholarship winner is chosen by a committee of community members with priority placed on academic achievement and the embodiment of Sheffield's spirit of kindness and generosity. The committee labored over this decision, as all of the applicants were more than worthy and are all outstanding individuals in their own right. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the Sheffield Wood Scholarship, a phenomenal artist, a citizen of the highest caliber, a dancer whose choreography has been featured on the national stage, and a recipient of the Presidential Scholarship at Wake Forest University, Peyton DeLuca. We'll now invite Ms. Cotter to the podium to announce the distribution of certificates.
Asa Adamatus. Sasha Anderson. Jane Marie Armstrong. Miles Baker. Bella Batson. Sydney Bell. Emily Rebecca Bedingfield. Carrie Black. Americus Blanding. Calvin Blessing. John Brightwell. Abigail Bird. Maxwell Cato Knipe. Faith Cassis. Micaiah Corbett. Caitlin Costa. Douglas Kolklisher. Sherry Lynn Kupka. Lauren Danielson. Garrett Davis. Wade Davis. Peyton Elizabeth DeLuca. Anna Michelle Duran. Caleb Eels. Adam Finkelstein. Skylar Ford. Brett Alexander Forsyth. Natalie Cora Geiger. Sarai Dominique Glenn. Grace Callahan Gravett. Grace Griffin. Grace Guerrero. Lyndall Harris. Maggie Heinbaugh. Ryan Heron. Hayden Abigail Hickman. Destiny Johnson. Joshua Lee Johnson. Morgan Cannon Johnson. Judacia Jones. Olivia Julick. Sabrina Anna Kindervater. David Samuel Kingsbury. Virginia Kate Jernigan Kirby. Rihanna Shay Lamb. Mia Larson Baldwin. Colby J. Lister. Charlotte Littlejohn. Lydia R. Lyle. Ellis Christine McClarty. Adelaide McMillan. Skylar Myers. Ryan Painter. Rachel Paredes. Olivia Hampton Pate. Mary Pinson. Dalton Price. Hannah Ramsey. Olivia Kathleen Rector. KJ Reynolds. Riley Richmond. Luna Elaine Riley. Declan Robertson. Omar Salazar. Gabriele Sampaio Gomez. Christopher Sauerbray. Jenna Scarborough. Corey Schumacher. LaJada Seawright. Lauren Sermersheim. Kayla Sheehan. Amy Faith Shearer. Jacob Shriver. Jordan C. Smith. Riley Smith. Rebecca Danielle Stickler. Catherine Stolarski. Joseph Tam. Kiara Leah Texie. Ari Terrio. Laura Ann Toma. Bryce Tiffany. James Tomberg. Meredith Tomlinson. Arlie Trice. Solomon Troop. Nicholas Turgeon. Rachel Wong. Bowden Wallace. Cormac Wallace. Annabelle Webb. Dante Wells. Anna Williams. Jordan Pauline Wilmoth. Carly Miller. Maisie Wyndham. Lila Grace Windsor. Caroline Yarborough. Romello Young. Olivia Carlisle Youngener. Penn Zuliger. Caitlin Rice.
How about another round of applause for the Fine Arts Center, class of 2020. In fact, everyone loves Judacia. So, alas, the show must come to an end, but you know that the Fine Arts Center is always your home, and for many of you, you have another graduation ceremony to attend, So the party's just beginning for you. Again, I want to thank all of the people who did the work to make this possible. I know we've all been through some interesting experiences through this as we sit socially distanced, but we did it. We came together. So thank you very much to Greenville County Schools. As we close, I have to give you just some instructions. Again, if you're in the audience, attendees, please maintain social distance. You're going to stay in your seats as our graduates process out, and then directly to their cars. Again, if you're walking around, you should be wearing a mask. Thank you so much for entrusting us with the education of your children this year. Students, thanks for listening to your new administrative team and your teachers. We love you, and we'll see you soon again. Thank you.